So I'm walking home from the gym right now, right down from my house in the Colonia, where I'm staying this month, and I thought you might be interested in seeing where I'm staying and getting an idea of how things look. So right down here is what's called a comedor na pupuseria. This is a place where an individual can go and buy pupusas. Pupusas are like the Salvadoran equivalent of a taco or a sandwich. And so you can see, hopefully you can see what this is. Meanwhile, here we go. I'm just going to take a walk down the street here just to give you an idea of the Colonia. The Colonia used to be so overrun with gangs and violence and murder that it was practically pathetic. Since the current president, Bukele, rounded up all the gang members and threw them all in prison. It's a very safe place now, even though this is an incredibly poor area. The poverty is incredible, crushing poverty. This is actually a very safe place now. You can walk at night. You don't have anything to worry about. I suppose just like any place, you have some random things that can occur. I mean, after all, we do lock the doors. Notice all of the barricades and walls and iron work, wrought iron. Every house in the community is barricaded like this, no matter how humble, no matter what's there. Here's a dog, the chuchichos, they call them here. I'm sorry, chuchitos are endemic. They're all over the place. You can get an idea of how people live here just by taking a look. A lot of very pretty vegetation. People here cook generally on fire outside. They'll have what's called a comal, which is like the equivalent of a grill that you can go and use to build a fire underneath and cook on. That'll be outside. There is no hot water. There's no such thing as hot water here. There's no such thing as, in most homes, there's no such thing as a dryer either. A lot of people have what's called a pila. I'll show you that a little bit later, where they wash everything outside. Fortunately, there is running water, which is a blessing. I do have that. But I wanted you to get an idea of just what things look like. Notice the coconut trees and plantain trees. I'm coming up to my yard right now. If you're able to hear in the background, there are vendors that come by regularly and sell produce and French bread and sweet bread and fish, which is nice because the majority of people around here don't drive either. It doesn't seem like having a car is certainly an expense. Now, here in this yard, this is where I'm staying. This is the house we're staying at right now. I consider my house a real luxury house right now. They call it La Casita, the little house. I call it El Palacio Real because it's actually quite luxurious by local standards. However, even there's no glass in the window. Instead, you have wrought iron. I don't know if I got a picture of this or not, but you notice the house right across the street from me here. They actually have the property protected not only with a fence, but also with razor wire. And so it was such a problem before. Anybody who had any money at all or did anything for a living, the gangs would go up and charge them what they called rent. What that meant was, in exchange for their lives, they would have to give X amount of money every month, every week. And if they knew that you had a relative living in the United States sending you money, then you were especially a target. So this is La Casita. This is where I'm staying. There's avocado growing in this yard, banana, plantains, coconuts. It's incredible just how much is growing here. Beautiful birds as well. But just looking around what's here, you'll notice that they don't have yards here like we have. They'll come along with a machete and cut the grass when it starts to get tall, but they don't have grass growing here like we would consider grass in the United States. We do have electricity. You can see here, this is a real uptown washing machine,
by local standards. The washing machine is one in which you have to let the water in, do your wash cycle, then let it out, and then let more water in, do your rinse cycles, let the rinse cycles out, and then take the clothes and put them in a centrifuge. You can hear right now a vendor coming along. This is something that happens regularly throughout the day. So they come along with a speaker. This is for vegetables. They're selling avocados and fruits.